Safety Toolbox Talk number 335. SOP for radiation work. 1. Purpose. The purpose of this SOP is to outline the procedures for the safe handling, operation, and disposal of radioactive materials or radiation-producing equipment to minimize radiation exposure to personnel, the public, and the environment. 2. Scope. This SOP applies to all employees, contractors, and visitors involved in radiation-related activities, including handling radioactive materials, operating radiation-producing equipment, and managing waste. 3. Responsibilities. Radiation Safety Officer, RSO oversee radiation safety procedures, ensure compliance, and monitor radiation levels. Authorized personnel, individuals trained in radiation safety procedures and authorized to handle radioactive materials or operate radiation equipment. Managers, ensure proper implementation of safety protocols and report any issues to the RSO. All personnel, follow radiation safety procedures and immediately report any safety concerns or accidents. (4) Radiation safety training. All personnel must complete radiation safety training before engaging in radiation work. Training should cover basic radiation safety concepts, procedures for using radiation equipment, emergency response procedures, personal protective equipment (PPE) requirements. Ongoing refresher training should be conducted annually. 5. Personal protective equipment (PPE). Required PPE includes lead aprons, gloves, and safety glasses for radiation protection. Dosimeters to monitor radiation exposure levels. Lab coats or coveralls as necessary. Personnel must ensure PPE is in good condition and used properly at all times. (6) Radiation survey and monitoring. Radiation surveys must be conducted regularly to ensure safe working conditions. Radiation levels should be checked before, during, and after work involving radioactive materials or radiation-producing equipment. Monitoring devices, e.g. dosimeters, handheld radiation detectors, must be calibrated and maintained regularly. 7. Radiation work procedures. Pre-work checks, ensure all equipment is in good working order. Verify radiation shielding and containment measures are in place. Confirm the radiation area is properly labeled with signage, e.g., radiation area. During work, minimize exposure by maintaining a safe distance from radiation sources. Follow the time, distance, shielding principle to reduce exposure. Use appropriate radiation shielding or barriers where applicable. Post-work procedures. Ensure all radioactive materials are properly stored and secured. Conduct a post-work survey to confirm that radiation levels have returned to safe levels. 8. Radiation waste disposal. Radioactive waste must be handled, stored, and disposed of according to applicable regulations. Containers for radioactive waste must be clearly labeled and properly sealed. Waste disposal procedures should include segregation of different types of radioactive waste, safe transport to the designated disposal area, Accurate record keeping of waste disposal activities. 9. Emergency procedures. In case of radiation spill/leak, evacuate the area immediately and notify the radiation safety officer. Isolate the area and implement decontamination procedures. Use appropriate spill kits for decontamination and cleanup. In case of personnel exposure, if a person is exposed to radiation, seek medical attention immediately. Record the exposure and notify the radiation safety officer for follow-up actions. Review and investigate the exposure incident to determine corrective actions. 10. Record keeping. Maintain records of radiation surveys, personnel exposure levels, training, and waste disposal. Ensure records are kept for the required duration in accordance with regulatory requirements. Regulatory compliance. Follow all relevant regulations, e.g. OSHA, EPA, etc., and internal policies for radiation safety. Ensure all work areas comply with safety standards and are regularly inspected. 12. Review and revision. This SOP should be reviewed annually or whenever there are changes to regulations, processes, or equipment. The SOP should be updated to reflect any new safety requirements, technologies, or best practices. Thank you.